Hi you guys! So today is my 3-year anniversary of collecting Bratz. Now for today's video, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys how I got into Bratz and things that I've really learned for the past 3 years of collecting these dolls specifically, because I started collecting in 2020, and around 2020, the pandemic time is when prices started to rise up, and I was collecting that time where the prices they were still a little bit high, but like not as pricey as they are now, and how much everything has changed. And also, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience with the Bratz community, really just before I started YouTube. So in early 2020, I was getting into Monster High dolls. Around like April, I started getting into like Bratz and like watching the movies, but I never really expected to expand my collection how it is now. I don't regret it. I love Bratz, and I'm really glad that I chose this doll line to collect because they are so gorgeous, and I honestly never had many as a kid. So April, I started watching all the episodes on YouTube and all of that, the movies. Fun fact, I actually didn't finish watching all the episodes. It's because when they changed Berdine's voice actress and also Sasha's, I really got annoyed and I stopped watching it. Just saying, I think the old Sasha voice actress suits her a lot better. Anywho, so my first ever Bratz dolls as adult collector was Formal Funk Nevra and also Funk Out Nevra. Unfortunately, the two that I have are not my original ones. I sold them because I just didn't think they were for me. And then like a month later, I found so many at the flea market. Why did I pick Nevra to be my first ever Bratz doll as an adult collector? I chose Nevra because... babes, this is before I knew anything yet. She was the only doll that I found that had like colored eyes and like brunette hair, and I thought she was a mini me before I even knew about Dana, okay? Dana is a character that I look like, so kind of. Katya, I think Katya a little bit more, but Katya's eyes are more like greenish hazel. Honestly, Dana's eyes are too blue. My eyes are not blue, they're green, but Katya. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, so before I knew about any other Bratz characters, I chose Nevra to be my mini-me. I don't know why I got two. It doesn't matter. So yeah, she was my first Bratz doll. I definitely overpaid for her back at the time. I think I paid like $36, but then I sold her, and yeah. Anyway, around May, I was a junior in high school at the time. I was almost done finishing up school with like finals and whatever. My grandma and I go to this flea market, and I see this whole basket filled with Bratz dolls for $1 each. That's how you know, like, collecting dolls or like collecting Bratz dolls was just meant to be for me. Me in April at that time, guy didn't even want the two Nevras anymore, and I sold them. Then a month later, I see a whole basket and they were super cheap. Like, girl, it was just meant to be, and I love that for me. I miss that era. I, of course, still have a lot of them, but I did sell like a lot to like grow my Monster High collection along with my Bratz, my Ever After Highs. Like finding all of those dolls and like making a lot of profit from it at the time really helped grow my collection. And honestly, I do regret kind of selling some dolls that were really rare and I don't have them. Like I had like all the princess dolls and I sold them all. Last year I did get Yasmin back, but I had literally Chloe, Jade. Oh, I did keep Roxy. Roxy was the only one that I kept, but I really wish I kept Jade. Yeah, I did sell a lot, but I did also keep a lot. $1 each, amazing profit, right? Literally almost every day, my grandma and I went to go check back to see if there was more Bratz, and there was more and more. It actually took us 2 months to buy that person's entire Bratz collection. So the end of May, and around early August is when I stopped getting Bratz from them, or I bought out all their Bratz dolls. They actually brought this big old like bin, huge like tote bin, like it was giant. Yeah, so in this tote had so many posters, so many accessories. It took me forever to identify everything. That was insane. I literally, if I had that chance now to experience that, I would have done things so much differently. Most of my Bratz dolls in my collection are 3 years old of owning them. So the Nevras that I sold them like around like end of April. I got them beginning of April, sold them end of April because I just was so indecisive and I just thought Bratz wasn't for me. Then a few weeks later, find them in the doll app. But like later on, I did get Never Again, which I was really happy about because I was like, cool, I just sold them and then I got them for $1. What? She does have a special place because she was the first one that I chose. My Bratz story is very insane. I personally have not bought a lot of like Bratz dolls like from eBay or Mercari in my collection. Like there isn't that many. So there's only like 3 in this row that I did buy from like eBay, and then I did get Felicia for $1 at that flea market. That was insane. She is missing her hat, which sucks. I'm never gonna find that, but it's like a mixture of both, but like majority of my collection is from that flea market that I got at the time. Yeah, I've told you guys this so many times, but I'm not going to stop sharing it because that experience was absolutely crazy. So now I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience in the Bratz community. So back at the time, around like 2020 to like 2021, I was very active in all the groups. The Monster High groups, the Bratz groups, American Girl groups. Even though I didn't collect American Girl, I still really liked the groups. I was everywhere. Honestly, my experience with just the Bratz community, at the time there was like a love-hate relationship with it, and like people can be super nice one day, then the next like flame you for something, or like, I don't know if it's like that now, because honestly, end of 2021, I excluded myself from everything. I left like all the Facebook groups. The Bratz ones I'm still in, but I don't ever like interact with them anymore. But like the Monster High groups, I have PTSD from the Monster High groups. But with the Bratz groups, I've had a lot better experience with them than the Monster Highs. With my Bratz, I used to get in a lot of arguments with people with like the stupidest things. There was a lot of jealous people too. And now being excluded from the Bratz community on like Facebook groups has definitely helped me a lot and like bring me peace. Before I included myself in a lot of doll drama back then, I do have to say that the Bratz community page, the Bratz identification page, Looking Bratz website, and another website that I'll list right here, all of that, I wouldn't be the collector who I am today if it wasn't for all of that. Like, I have learned so much from all of those websites and all the Facebook pages, and like people helping me identify a doll. Well, people can be so helpful. You just gotta meet the right people in the community. It really took me forever to like identify like clothing pieces especially, but the easiest thing for me was looking at this Bratz page and looking at all the pictures, because if I look at a picture, like I'll know like what accessory it is. Like that's just how my brain works. That page helped me a lot. My biggest tip for you is if you need help identifying a doll, like look at like the hairline placement, or like look at the eyeshadow. Is there glitter? Is there not glitter? Like you gotta look at all the details with these dolls, and honestly, like all of that, I just am so thankful for Dom for making that website and the other person who made that other Bratz website. You have helped me become the Bratz collector I am today. Now I'm going to be sharing with you guys about my YouTube. So my YouTube channel is turning two this year. Or is it 2 already? Babes, my channel is turning 3, but I didn't start making videos till 2 years ago. So it has been 2 years since I have been making videos, and I collected dolls for a year before I started making doll content. I tried super hard to like grow my channel. At the time, it was really hard. It's really hard to grow your YouTube channel, guys. I'm just being completely blunt and honest. Like, it's really hard to grow and like start somewhere. So I'm really happy with like what I have now and like the support that I have now. So I started making doll YouTube videos early 2021, and then I started making Bratz content like June or July of 2021, and I decided to start growing my Bratz collection and making Bratz videos, and ever since I've been making videos. where has the time gone? So I started making doll YouTube content because I have always wanted a doll YouTuber that I could personally relate to. I've always been like a blunt and honest person depending on the situation. I always like to share like things that people don't really like to say or like they are too scared to say. And so I wanted to be that YouTuber to share and voice my opinion and also to share my personal experiences in my life and like how doll collecting can really, you know, do a lot for me, or like how there's a lot of advantages to it, disadvantages, and pretty much everything. And I didn't find a YouTuber like that at all. Obviously there was YouTubers that like voice their opinion, but I've never found a YouTuber that really just shares like a different perspective when it comes to something good. Like I've just never seen that, and I wanted to be like that, and I didn't really want it to start being like that till last year. So guys, you know, last year I was very depressed, was having such a hard time to find myself, and one of the biggest things was for me to share how I felt, because growing up as an only child, growing up with not that much family, not having a lot of friends, only worrying about dolls, like you pretty much just build everything up and keep everything to yourself. And I really wanted to share with you guys that it's okay to let things out. And really that's when I started enjoying making videos. Like obviously you guys miss like my doll transformations. I still make doll hauls because I love doing that. I love showing you guys what I got. Like transformations, a lot of you guys do miss that. I just don't do it because I don't get that many dolls anymore. 2021 was a year that I really exploded my collection and blew so much money, and I think because of like all of that and then like growing my doll social medias, it was so overwhelming. I think that's what really hit me in 2022, and then now in 2023 I'm building myself back up, babes. Building myself back up, growing my doll collection again for y'all and for me, and becoming a better version of myself. And I'm hoping that I'm gonna start doing transformations again. I would love to, honestly. I do enjoy it. I just don't get that many dolls. Honestly, I'm gonna be blunt and honest. I'm very insecure about my sink. My house is old and everything just needs to be remodeled, and I just get so insecure and I don't want you guys seeing that. So that's why I also don't do it. But anywho, how have I felt during the experience of collecting Bratz dolls for 3 years? So in the beginning, definitely was pretty rough. Honestly, seeing like the doll prices go up, and it really just made me disconnect myself from getting dolls for a while, especially Bratz, because you know how much Bratz dolls can be. Early 2020, when I started getting into dolls, that's when like the prices and like COVID started affecting a lot of things. And I was able to get some dolls that are very expensive now, cheap back then. So like, for example, Forma Funk Sasha, I got her for like $60, and I'm not sure how much she goes for now, but I know it's gonna be very pricey. And then Genie Magic Jade, I got her for like $30. But yeah, it just sucks how like I was at that era of the collecting where everything just started to blow up. And I really wish I started collecting dolls a lot sooner, but it's okay. It happened at a time where I needed it to be. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, it does suck because there's so many dolls that I want now that I can't really afford. Well, I can afford them, babes, but I just don't want to spend that much money. It's really unfortunate, and it really makes me not have fun collecting because the prices just go up. I'm kind of glad I went on that doll splurge in 2021 because honestly, girl, most of these dolls that I have now are very expensive now. Or like that price can like add up, and it could be thousands and thousands of dollars. Within these 2 years of making videos, I have really found myself a lot better than how like life was before I started like my social medias and like really got into dolls. I don't know how my life would have been if like COVID didn't happen, like how the pandemic didn't happen. Like would I have ever, actually I would have been into dolls because I actually started collecting Monster High dolls October of 2019, but I don't know if I would have ever gone into Bratz dolls. Would I have ever collected Bratz? Would I have even had this YouTube channel? It's crazy how things go, how different you could have picked your life to be. Bratz will always be super special to me, always will have a special place in my heart. Each doll has a story of their own. They all mean something to me. Just feel like doll collecting was just meant to be for me in my life, and I could say this confidently now, because previously I just didn't. I really want to start growing my Bratz collection again, honestly, because, girl, I need more Bratz dolls. Like, I genuinely really miss how prices used to be. A lot cheaper. Within these 3 years, I have learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. In the 2 years of having my doll YouTube channel, I have grown such an amazing community. I have met such an amazing community. That's not the Facebook community, because Facebook people are just a different type of community breed. Let's be honest. I don't know if it's like that anymore. Just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the love and the support. I love all of you guys so much. Cheers to 3 years of collecting Bratz dolls. 17-year-old me would have never expected like all the Bratz dolls that I have now. It's just amazing, and I literally cannot wait for how my doll collection is gonna look like in the future. I will be making more Bratz content for you guys. But yeah, babes, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for those who have been sticking around for the 2 years that I have been making videos. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, babes.